Yeah, and I told her when Mark and I sort out whatever, get something else, everyone's on the same page, but we're season, not season. Yeah.
Good, how are you?
I don't mind any of them, but it's just more of a, it doesn't taste good with.
The Evansville Town Council meeting for February 9, 2026, now called to order.
Mayor Ernie Blackford,
Here.
Councilmember David Edwards,
Here.
Councilmember Greg Buskett.
Here.
Councilmember Alana Beasley. Here. Councilmember Chad Edwards.
Here.
Town Attorney Scott McMurray. Town Engineer Shane Porter.
Here.
Town Treasurer Lexi Erickson.
Here.
Chief of Police Mike Thompson. Assistant Fire Chief Mark Cornett.
Here.
Public Works Director Dan Corson.
Here.
Town Clerk Janelle Underwood, list of citizens.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion for approval of agenda?
Well, second.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item 1, consent of agenda. Under that, we have 3 items. Approval of minutes, regular meeting January 26, 2026. Approval of business license, Build It USA, and approval of bills. Do I have a motion for consent of agenda?
I move.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. We will now open this up for public comments. Public comments will be limited to 5 minutes. Are there any public comments?
Hello, my name is Walt Behrens. I live at 1079 Cielo Vista. And 9 months ago, I come in with an issue about stormwater. And I understand that it's been turned over to the attorneys. 9 months, nothing's happened.
And this is where again?
1079 Cielo Vista. The lot behind me that used to be Northrop Boiler Works
Gotcha.
floods into my yard.
Okay.
And floods down the street and everything else. And these guys have taken care of their part. And the ordinance was turned over, I guess, to the attorneys, and haven't heard anything.
Scott, do you have anything to
Yeah,
throw in on that?
we've reviewed it, and I believe that it's gonna be, sent and circulated to council by the end of this week, actually. So that we can get it on the, hopefully for the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I haven't heard anything and asked several times and didn't hear anything. My part of it that is with Northrop, they refused to pick up the certified letter that my lawyer sent them because that would acknowledge that they know that there's a problem. And I've got pictures and text messages and stuff from them. So we're continuing that on, but I wanted to see what the town was doing too.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Walt.
Ryan Perry, 324 Curtis Street. Good evening, Mayor, council members. I'm here to respectfully ask this council to communicate with our state legislators at WHAM about amending specific Wyoming cannabis statutes that are outdated, overly punitive, and creating real consequences for our community without improving public safety. This is not a request for this council to legalize cannabis. That authority rests with the legislator, but what I'm asking for something well within your role as a local representative to urge our state delegation to review and amend these laws that are clearly no longer working. The first statute that needs review is Wyoming Statute 35-7-1002, which defines cannabis, is extremely broad and makes no distinction between medical use, personal possession, or non-intoxicating forms. Under current law, someone using cannabis for pain management is treated the same as someone trafficking drugs. That lack of distinction creates unnecessary criminal exposure and removes common sense discretion from the system. Second is 35-7-1031C, which governs simple possession. Under this statute, a third possession offense, no sale, no violence, no harm to others, is enhanced to a felony. That single enhancement can cost someone their right to their voting rights, their firearm rights, employment opportunities, and housing. Turning nonviolent possession into a felony does not make our community safer. But it does permanently damage lives. Third is 35-7-1031A and B, covering manufacture, delivery, and intent. This sections allow intent to deliver to be inferred from vague factors like quantity or packaging. That leads to overcharging, inconsistent outcomes, and disproportionate sentences for conduct that is not trafficking in any meaningful sense. Fourth is 35-7-1036, the conditional discharge statute. While intended as a second chance provision, it is extremely limited. It can only be used once. It is applied inconsistently across counties and leaves many otherwise eligible people without access to diversion or treatment-based alternatives. Expanding that statute would immediately relieve pressure on courts and law enforcement. Fifth is 35-7-1014D, which criminalizes any cannabis product exceeding 0.3% THC. This creates risks even for CBD users due to the lab variability and leaves no room for medical necessity. Wyoming currently provides no safe harbor for patients, nor physician protections, and no statutory defense for medical use. Finally, and most importantly, Wyoming has no medical cannabis statute at all. This is not a loophole, it is a total absence of law. That leaves patients, veterans, and families without guidance, without protections, and without clarity. Many residents rely on other state programs, yet Wyoming offers zero recognition or reciprocity. The result of all these statutes combined is predictable, strained law enforcement resources, crowded courts, inconsistent charges, and growing public distrust. Taxpayer money is spent prosecuting nonviolent possession while serious public safety issues compete for attention. Wyoming prides itself on limited government, personal responsibility, and common sense. Our cannabis statutes reflect none of those values. Other conservative and rural states have modernized their laws without sacrificing public safety. Wyoming can do the same, but it requires leadership. I am asking this council to formally communicate with our state legislators and request a statutory review of these specific sections, not to dictate outcomes, but to open the door to reform that is proportionally, medically informed, and fiscally responsible. This is not about being for or against cannabis. It's about bringing the laws that actually work for fairness, for public safety, and for Wyoming values. So I thank you for your time in serving the community.
Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, I thank you for your comment. It's like that. I just want to let you know that a lot of times at WHAM, the majority of the time, we don't see them because they're in session. It's you might get to see one representative or so, but we don't see them because they're in session as well. So a lot of times they don't come to our this stuff. But I do thank you for your comment.
I just try. That's all I'm asking.
Phil Gerke, 644 Eagle Trail. I just got a couple really quick things. The guys did a great, whoever put the new website together, that's awesome. I mean, it's easy to navigate and you can find everything on there. And I noticed that the link that is on there to go to watch the meetings if you aren't able to attend. And I know when I was on council, sometimes I'd look at that and there'd be 2 or 3 people, and now I've seen as many as 60. So it's evidently having some effect. Second thing, this might be a little bit more controversial, but I think the town of Evansville went for over 100 years without a time limit for citizens to speak to the council. And in all my time that I was on the council and I've been attending meetings, some days there's nobody comes and other days we get one. And I just think we need to encourage people to come, but if I know if I'm going to come and I'm not going to be able to get answers to my questions because my 5 minutes is up, I just don't think that's a good deal. And I know we had a situation where we had to do something, but I think that is gone and behind us. And I think we need to get rid of that rule. The other thing is I know we got to be honest about it, I haven't read them, but there's like a whole list of rules and stuff when somebody gets up to talk. And I officiated sports for over 20 years. I only had one rule. You could talk, I would listen, just had to be polite. And as long as people are polite, I think we need to let them talk. So anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any more public comments? Any more public comments? If there's no more public comments, we will move on to item 3, ordinance 2-226, and the ordinance setting the tax levy for 2026, second reading.
Mr. Mayor and Council, brought before you tonight is ordinance 2-2026. This is an ordinance fixing the tax levy for 2026 and providing an effective date therefore. The tax levy is proposed to be set at 8 mil, which is also known as the general tax, to meet the current expenses of the town. And this 8 mil is the same as it has been in previous years. Brought before you tonight on second reading.
Do I have a motion for ordinance 2-226?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Janelle, how many years have we been doing, not changing anything? Do you know?
Years.
Years?
Yeah. Many, many years.
Any more discussion? If not, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so 12, we will have a public hearing. Janelle?
Mr. Mayor and Council, brought before you tonight is a public hearing that we need to hold for the 2023 Community Development Block Grant activity. This is for the
sidewalks that were just completed.
Yes, the 2025 sidewalks. So we would just ask for you to open the public hearing for any comments concerning that, and then any comments that Engineer Ford would have.
It's a requirement of the funding agency that we hold this second public hearing, and it's just to take comment on the project itself, how it went, any issues, concerns, just any public comments whatsoever. We're required to hold this second public hearing before they close the project out. So the project is complete. I think it went pretty well.
So everything's complete and everything's signed off and, okay.
Yep.
Any public comments regarding this? Okay, hearing none, we will close the public hearing for the Community Development Block Grant. Item 5, sworn officer pay scale adjustment. Janelle, can you fill us in on that?
So what's being presented to you tonight is the town of Evansville step pay structure for sworn police officers for 2026. This is a proposal that was prepared and presented to the governing body for approval. And so it's brought before you tonight for formal approval, and Chief Thompson is present to answer any questions or make any comments on it.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept this sworn officer pay scale adjustment?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Anybody have any questions for the chief? Okay, hearing no discussion, I call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. And now we will have the engineer's report. Shane?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor and Council, just have a few things tonight, kind of the standard ones I go through just about once a month. So first one I have is on the Mystery Bridge and Wildcat Road Improvements Project. I have application for payment number 7. The total of this pay request is $380,359.22. It's for work completed from December 20th through January 30th. We're holding 5% retainage, so the total amount due for this pay request is $361,341.26, with $19,017.96 being placed in the joint retainage account. So just recommend a motion to pay Wayne Coleman Construction for pay estimate number 7.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So on the same project, I have draw request number 7. Draw request number 7 is for reimbursement from invoices from Wayne Coleman Construction, pay application number 6. The total of the invoices is $267,199.33. The grant covers 88%, so the total request is for $235,135 even. Leaves a total remaining balance on the grant of $6,632,015. The town will receive additional reimbursement from these invoices for the 4 other parties involved: Advanced Casper, Mesa Solutions, True Land and Realty, and Hat 6 Wildcat LLC. Their reimbursement amount will be $29,525.53, which leaves the town responsible for $2,538.39 of this total invoice of $267,199.33. So recommend a motion to have the mayor sign and submit drawdown request number 7 to the Wyoming Business Council.
Do I have a motion for this drawdown?
I move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So the sidewalk project wrapped up, but now the pathway project is getting moving. So I have similar items for it. This is the Lathrop Road Pathway Phase 2 project. I have draw request number 1. Draw request number 1 is for reimbursement of the invoices for design engineering from July 1 through November 30th. The total of the invoices is $26,050.95. The grant covers 90.49%, so the total drawdown request is $23,573.50. Leaves a total remaining balance on the grant of $594,021.50. So recommend a motion that the mayor sign and submit drawdown request number 1 for the pathway project.
Do I have a motion for that drawdown?
So move?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And the last thing I have is on the same project, the Lathrop Road Pathway Project. We have a form that we need to submit to the funding agency, which is YDOT. It's the TAP grant. They have a form that's called Preliminary Engineer Completion Certificate. It's just a preliminary engineering completion certificate, and it's just a form that states that the town has completed the design services and any remaining money will be used toward construction. I don't have that number in front of me exactly, but we spent about 50% of the design budget, so that will get moved over to construction. So just recommend a motion to have the mayor sign the preliminary engineering completion certificate.
Do I have a motion?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
That's all I have tonight.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the engineer's report?
So move?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. I would now ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session.
I move. Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Ultimately, we're so between the